Alright, what's up everybody? This is Hannibal Sky here again, continuing on with the Final Fantasy XIII Starter's Guide for Xbox 360 on NextGenWalkthroughs.com. Picking up where we left off from the last video after we beat the tractor guy, and now we're just going to run back through the enemies. I'm hitting the X button there on my paradigm menu to change which paradigm I'm going to start off attacking with. And these I'm going to be doing kind of less strategy with. I'm just going to kind of plow through these as I'm talking, and you can watch and kind of see how it works with the staggering and knocking them up in the air and everything. But keep in mind, this is after I've played about 70 hours of this game with this team. So when you actually get to this area, you're definitely not going to be able to do the kind of attacks that I'm doing right now and be able to kill as quickly as I can. This is just kind of showing you how the system works. Blitz attacks are commando moves where you kind of swing your sword in a circle and attack kind of in a group. Saz can do it too. He just fires like a barrage of bullets instead of like cutting in an arc with the sword. It's a handy one. The computer doesn't always do it, even though sometimes it's better to do it. So if you see a situation where it's lining up your standard attacks and you want to do a blitz, instead of hitting the auto battle, which you do for 90% of the game, you can go into your abilities and just queue up the blitz attacks for yourself if you want to. You can do that with any attacks. If there's something you want to try that the game's not automatically doing, just go into your abilities menu and choose attack or blitz or thunder or whatever you want to try. As I mentioned, how far I am into this game. I think I'm at like 70 some hours. I think I actually finished the main campaign, the main storyline at around 65 hours into the game or so. And that was with me in this area where I'm showing you right now. I spent probably 2, 3, maybe even 4 hours grinding to level my characters up. This is about the only place I really had to grind because I was really having trouble beating the boss that's at the end of this little section that I'm running through. So I stayed in here, leveled up my Crystarium, and leveled up my weapons and accessories. And there's a website that I use that I found while I was doing this section that I'm going to put at the top of all my videos. It's the most helpful website that I've ever seen for this game because you go to it and there is a section on weapons. It's going to tell you everything about all the stats, weapon damage, what additional kind of things it can do, like the one that I'm having Lightning use right now. You can stagger someone 10% earlier than you normally can, so if an enemy's stagger percentage is 500, at 490% you can stagger them with her weapon. So even though it does a little bit less damage, I use that one because staggering someone a little bit early can be a big help against some of the bosses. So it goes over all that kind of stuff. It tells you what items, what the amount of experience is needed to level up each item to its maximum, and then what material is needed to change that weapon or accessory from its first form to its second form, and then from its second form to its third form, because every weapon has 3 forms, and I think accessories have 2 forms. They might have 3, some of them might have more, I don't know. It's all on the site, and it's really laid out there pretty well for you. It's way too long and involved to explain it all here, but that's a really good resource for figuring that stuff out. And here I'm also going to go over the summoning system. Basically, each character gets one Eidolon, I think if I'm saying that right. Basically, they get one summon. And only the leader can summon, so you have to be using the character whose summon you want to use. So if you want Bahamut, it has to be Fang. If you want Odin, it has to be Lightning. And you don't have to watch this animation every time. You can hit the back button and it'll skip the animation. And what you see here is you see the X over on the right hand side says Gestalt mode. That is the second mode that you go into with the Eidolons. where they do kind of a Transformers rip-off thing, and they turn into some kind of vehicle or animal that you ride in or on, and do an additional set of attacks. And you see next to Odin's name there's a countdown timer. It starts up really high, but when it gets down between 1,000 and 500 or so, you want to go ahead and hit the X button to switch modes, because you don't want to run out of time. If you run out of time, you just won't get to do the second set of attacks. And then once you're in that mode, you can just use the just keep it in the A button over and over again, and it'll choose the best attacks to do, just like you would in a normal battle. You see me do here. And you see there's a little countdown timer there on the left. That's at 24 right now. Every time you do an attack, it costs a little bit of that gauge. And when you get down to the last 1 or 2 points, you want to hit the Y button, and that does your final move. Actually getting the summons, they happen just kind of throughout the game at random intervals. You don't see it coming. It happens in a cutscene that they come after you, and you have to fight them to get them on your side, to kind of get them to gain their trust. And the majority of them, you just have to raise the stagger meter up high enough, and there will be a little purple meter up by their head on the right side of the screen. When you get that up high enough, you'll get that X button that says Gestalt mode, just like you did with this, and you press that button, and that's when that fight's over. I didn't know that at first. You got to watch for the X button. Once that's ready, you can hit that and go.